Have you ever seen man-eating sand? Don't be fooled by its appearance. It's as fine as strands of hair, yet it can devour a living person without leaving a trace. Emma stepped onto the beach, only to find the sand clutching her foot tightly. No matter how hard she pulled, she couldn't break free. She reached down to tug at her leg, but her hands were quickly bound by the sand as well. James rushed forward to help, but he stumbled, falling face first onto the beach. Instantly, the sand latched onto him too, rendering him completely immobile. The others stood frozen in shock as screams pierced the air. Emma cried out desperately for James. He managed to lift his head for a moment, only to reveal that half his face had already been eaten away by the sand. Everyone else could only watch in horror as the two were slowly dragged under, vanishing into the shifting drains. Just the night before, this beach had been filled with laughter. A group of young people had gathered for a lively party. Somewhere during the festivities, two men had mysteriously found a large, fleshy mass, which they decided to roast over the bonfire. Now, one of the women, Lily, woke up groggily, only to realize the beach was eerily empty. Only piles of clothes remained, scattered across the sand. As she watched, a small bird hopped along, pecking at the ground for food. Suddenly, something invisible snatched it away. Terrified, she immediately warned the others not to touch the sand, but it was already too late. That's when the nightmare truly began. Everyone hurried back to the cars, not daring to set foot on the beach again. Determined to understand what they were facing, Lily carefully extended her hand toward the sand. What she saw defied belief. Hundreds of hair-thin tendrils shot up from the surface, writhing and reaching for her. Who could have imagined that such delicate strands were capable of consuming an entire human being? Meanwhile, another friend, Chris, finally woke up. He had no memory of how much he'd drunk the night before, or how he ended up sleeping inside a metal drum. Once he heard what had happened, he sobered up quickly. Now, the group huddled inside their vehicles, paralyzed with fear, hoping the nightmare would somehow end. But time dragged on. Under the scorching sun, thirst and heat exhaustion began to take their toll. Their food supplies were dwindling. Just when desperation was about to set in, the unthinkable happened. The sand itself began to attack their cars.